uh, with the JV intro.
What's up, guys? This is John Vignacchi, executive producer on Disney Infinity, and you are listening to Inside Infinity, the first official Disney Infinity podcast on the net.
All who come to this happy place, welcome.
We have often been asked, where do we get the ideas for our stories?
We really start with a blank sheet of paper.
That's what Infinity gives you, is the ability to be creative in a way that no one's ever seen before.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 51 of the Inside Infinity podcast. This is a special episode. We have lots of people in the room with us here tonight, but before we introduce all of them, want to thank the Disney Infinity Fans Forum. We are presenting this show and all of our shows in partnership with them. They are DisneyInfinityFans.com, your best and greatest Disney Infinity related community, their forum, and they have lots of good news, rumors, trading, just everything there. So make sure you go check out DisneyInfinityFans.com. Also, this show is brought to you in sponsorship with Evilos Customs. That's Evilos.com, where you can get all of your custom Infinity figures. And we see him in the chat room, so hello Evilos, and we will be giving away one of his custom figures at the end of the show. Well, actually, we won't be giving it away, but we'll be announcing the rules for that. So stay tuned. All right, everyone, as I said, this is a very special edition of the Inside Infinity podcast. That's why we have so many people here with us tonight. This marks our 1 year anniversary, almost 1 year to the day. 1 year ago, we started this thing, and it's come a long ways, and so it's just gonna be a fun one. So first, let's go from my screen. We're gonna just introduce everyone from left to right. So you all know Lloyd Hannison from VGPodcast.com. Lloyd, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing awesome, Will. Thanks for having me for the show. It's going to be awesome. Going to be a lot of fun.
It is. Yeah, we can't wait. We're glad to have you. Next up, we have Steve Krellin and Sarah Minuto, who Sarah is to Steve's left shoulder and just barely out of frame. So, yep, that side.
Yeah,
hey.
that's it, but that's okay. I'm like a guest, so.
Well, I think you should just push Steve out of the way and just you be the only one in the frame. He's anyway.
Your style anyway, so.
That's true.
I have my own. I have the Disney Infinity shirt.
Look at that. That's awesome. Steve, what do you have to say for yourself? I came on the show.
This is my style. Will's just trying to copy me.
If memory serves me correctly, Pirate joined the show first wearing a suit, and then you came on wearing a suit, and then I came on with a pink shirt, and then you came with a pink shirt. So what's going on with that?
Oh, copycat.
When I realized that the unthinkable could happen, which is two human beings on this planet on the same pink-colored shirt, I could not withhold but putting it on instead of the suit. So, Steve, I'm sorry I threw you under the bus, but what are the chances that I'm wearing the same pink shirt as Will? Come on, you got to go with the pink shirt, right?
That's actually salmon, huh?
It's salmon. It's definitely salmon.
Okay.
Mine's a peach. Yeah. Mine's a peach color. His is salmon, so they're different. I don't even know what brand is yours.
Express.
Yeah, I think mine is too.
It's the same shirt. Why are we doing this? It's the exact same shirt.
This is embarrassing. All right. Well, what was that, Sarah?
But who had the shirt first?
Oh, I bought it 5 years ago before it was even on sale, so I beat you. First.
See, and Krellin's been wearing that since high school, so.
Oh, Krellin wins. All right, next up we have the one and only Aussie, Jason, and I don't know where you're at, but that place looks awfully familiar.
Yeah, I've remodeled my office to look exactly like your place. I'm such a fan of the show. Green screens were so 2013, so here we are. Remodeled the office. This is where I sleep now.
Your bed is so much cleaner than mine.
Yeah, it's nice. I put some Infinity figures back in their boxes and put them on the desk. It's really modeled well.
Oh man, that's hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, I did almost mess up the bed before I sent you over that picture just to make it a little more accurate.
It does lack pants, doesn't it?
It does. Drying pants on the corner.
Yeah.
And he made the bed too before he took the picture. I'm impressed with that.
That's true. That's the only reason I didn't want to unmake it, because I'm like, I'm not doing this again. Once a year is enough. And that voice you just heard is the one and only Pirate Steven, taking a page out of the Steve C. and Outside Infinity playbook by wearing, you're the first suited pirate I've ever seen.
It's pirate casual. It's very, you got to keep to the code on the anniversary episode and wear a suit. Well, not wearing any pants, though.
No.
But you don't know that.
I don't know that. Cool. Well, we might have one other person joining us here in a little bit, just to drop in and say hello. We'll try to get them in. But if you haven't already guessed, this is going to be one of those shows. I'm going to go ahead and throw out a disclaimer. So if you are tuning in or listening and you are waiting for something productive to happen on the show, you might want to stop listening now. This is going to be one of those rare shows where we just cut up and have some fun and just kind of celebrate the show and what we've done throughout the last year. We are going to have a little bit of productivity here at the beginning, reading some listener mail, but after that it's just going to be shenanigans. So hopefully that is why you are watching or listening. Before we get started, let's say hello to the chat room. We have lots of people in there. We have Bad Gamer Official, Chat Archive Bot, which is not a real person, Crystal Perry, what's up Logan, team member Elmo, Evil Loss talked about his custom figures early, Grinning Ezra, Jazz 820, Pirate Steven, TJ from the Pixar Post. How you doing, TJ? Sergeant Striker, Subject Delta, Papa Echo. Hello, Papa Echo. And I think that is it. That's all it's showing on my end. So if I missed anyone, I apologize. Just type in the chat room and I'll make sure to mention it. So, and yeah, talk to us on the chat room. We'd love to talk to you throughout the show. It's going to be one of those shows where it's really interactive. So with that, gentlemen and girls and ladies, let's go ahead and get along with the show. First up is a question from James. James wrote in, "Hey gang, I've been listening to the show pretty much since you guys started, and I'm finally, after all this time, starting to have a presence in the forum." Well, that is good to know. I love the community you guys have here. I've been contemplating this question for some time now, and I figure most, if not all of you guys love the Disney parks as much as I do. Absolutely. And since we're already gotten some park toys in the game as well as some park specific Power Disc, it's possible, however unlikely, that we could see some Disney park specific toy box figures in the future. My question is, if you could have any 3 Disney park exclusive characters to be made into Infinity figures, who would your top 3 be? I would personally have to go with Figment, Rex from Star Tours, and on top of the list, Captain EO. I know it would be a stretch to think we'd see any of these guys make it into the into figure form, but hey, if it's Disney Infinity 2.0 is successful, it looks like it might be a maybe, and there's hope for future park releases. Thanks for the show. Keep doing what you're doing, and he'll sure keep listening. So thank you for that, James. Instead of doing 3 figures, let's just go down the horn. So Lloyd, if you could think of any park-specific figure, what would it be for you?
Oh, jeez.
And I sent it to you because I have no idea. So if you need a pass, we can always come back.
Yeah, let's pass for a second. Let me think about that one. Yeah, I'll have to pass for right now.
Okay, so Steve and Sarah, you guys can each take one.
Pass to me. I've got one. Easy. Brer Bear. Brer Bear is fantastic. I understand he's from film too, but in the park he's big, he's funny, and I like the way he talks, and I think that watching him run around would be great. So give me Brer Bear.
Awesome. Brer Bear. Okay, I like it. Anyone else have comments on Brer Bear?
Yeah, Brer Bear's club could easily be used as a toy box item, a baseball bat or whatnot. So I definitely would like to see Brer Bear. Or you could throw like honey hives and bees could swarm the enemy. It'd be awesome.
Awesome. I like that idea. Sarah, what do you think? Do you have any park specific?
I'm going to pass.
Okay.
I'm just going to copy his. I'm going to...
Once again, she's stealing my ideas.
I think she was going to say Brer Bear, and you stole it from her.
We're on the same thing here.
All right, well, we'll come back to you, so you keep thinking.
Okay.
Jason, was yours taken by James, or do you have a different one?
No, I got a different one. Although I will give special credit to, I also would love to see Figment as a figure. But if I had to choose one, it'd be the Hatbox Ghost.
Awesome. Yep.
Yep.
I like that one. I would agree with that. That would probably be mine. So you stole mine.
Either that or the Hitchhiking Ghost, which we've seen customs of before, but the Hitchhiking Ghost would be also quite nice.
Yeah, we have seen some customs, haven't we? Pirate, whose would your be? What would your figure exclusive be? I mean, park exclusive.
Both Jason and Steve took my answers, so I had to come up with something fast. So I'm gonna, being a pirate, I'm gonna cheat a little bit, and I'm gonna actually say that mine would have to be a toy box pack that included both the auctioneer and the redhead, because you got to have a female character to match the male character, and then it would come up with power disc of the attraction Burning City Sky and pirate terrain disc.
That's awesome. Bam! You just dropped the mic on us. Yeah, I still don't have anything. No. Mine would be Push. That's what I want. I want Push. I don't know how he would play, but Push the Trash Can would be my my figure.
A trash can, awesome. Yep.
Hey,
I can tell you put a lot of time into that.
as long as it's rideable.
That's fine. Yeah, sure. Why not?
What about that puffball from Captain EO? That could be another Tinkerbell friend. Could fly around the park with Tinkerbell. That would work.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right. Yeah. So that's yours. All right, Sarah, have you thought of any?
Oh, no. I did not. I can't think of this. I'm not as creative, obviously, when it comes to this.
Well, no, it's just you know, unlike CFC, you have no backups because your ideas are so spectacular, and when they're stolen right from under your nose, it's
one that's the dog from Pirates with the keys in the mouth running around.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah, that could be a team up power disc.
Yeah, nice.
I don't know how it would be.
Don't steal my thought, Will.
Hey, I expanded on it. I made it better. Awesome. Well, thank you for that, James. That was great question. I know Figment is one on a lot of people's list, and Captain EO. I think our good friend JV, John Vignacchi, would agree with you on Captain EO. So great there. Thanks for... he also goes by the name of Jack Sparrow Hands in the forum, so look for him there. All right, Niche16 on YouTube asked, what happens when you run out of characters for Disney Infinity? Well, at least the popular characters that can make viable sales. This is going to be just an open floor one right here. What do you guys think? Are we ever going to run out of characters, or at the very least popular characters that would create some viable sales?
I'll run out of money before they run out of characters.
Yeah. They would just create some new movies so they could get more characters.
Yep. Sorry, I should have. The chat room, people are saying the Matterhorn for the last question. The Matterhorn Yeti. Donald with the sorcerer hat a la Philharmonic. A walking Dole Whip. TJ and Julie want that, which would be epic.
That's my number one choice.
Yeah, I think I'm voting for that one too. Orange Bird.
A turkey leg.
A walking turkey leg.
Yes, I like this idea.
Orange Bird, that's a good one too. Oh, that was you, Pirate. What the? Why didn't you say that one?
Yeah, somebody wasting with the chat.
I'm stuffing the voting box in the chat room to get some of my other answers there.
Nope. So far, Walking Dole Whip wins. So that's what we want to see.
What about Alice in Wonderland? I think she'd make a great character.
Of course you would. Don't know why you would think that.
There's an Alice ride, so that's viable here.
Technically, yeah. I don't think that's... I think it was just an excuse. So, Jason, you're going to run out of money before we run out of characters to yeah, do you guys agree with Jason on that?
Hopefully, I don't run out of money, but but yeah, I don't think that the possibilities are infinite with as much money as we'll spend on this product in our lifetime.
Yeah. I mean, there's just too many great possibility for figures. Yeah.
People are saying that the Avalanche employees should get figures. Why not us? I'd make a great figure. Come on,
Jason, you would make a great figure. What would your figure be?
Lose hair power.
All right. Actually, you don't get to answer this. Steve C. and Sarah, what would Jason's figure be like? How would he look, and what would his powers be?
Oh, this is easy. So his powers would definitely be Vegemite related, and it would be where in the middle of the game he would pull it out and eat it, and everyone around him would like fall dead for a couple of seconds. And to me, he would have either no hat or the hat that he's wearing right now, because this is one of the first hats I ever saw him wear. The only other power-up I think that would be good for him is if you put down the disc and all of his kids started running circles around him and made like a protective barrier. So that would be the only other one that I think would do justice.
Lock it in, Disney. Lock it in. One crystal variant as well.
Oh, I think we should just end the show there. That it's not going to get any better than that. That was great.
I would think Jason would also have the Condor Man wings since he's such a big fan.
That would make sense. Yeah. I would think you wouldn't have like deadly animals that you could throw out too, since your homeland is known for like the world's like more deadly animals than people.
You could have a boomerang
population. Too. Yes.
Yeah, I could throw a boomerang.
Oh, all right. So yeah, anyone else have any ideas on figures? Are we gonna run out of good ones? No.
No, and seriously though, if you notice the thing with Mickey is they brought it out in Sorcerer. Mickey was the first one. If they ever really started running to the bottom of the barrel, you could always release different versions of the characters. You could do a Star Wars Mickey like you see in the parks and stuff like that. So I don't think they're ever going to actually hit the bottom of the barrel with characters. But mainstream characters, I think you may see some. They'd have to resort to some obscure ones in the next couple of years, right? Yeah. Unless you do an all princess game, you're not going to be able to just do it like that. You just use, like we saw Stitch and Maleficent and all these other ones. I think that you are going to start hitting some of the obscure characters in a few years, which I love and what Jason screams for every episode. But I don't think right away, but eventually it'll happen.
Well, and there's nothing to say. There's no rule saying they can't go back and revisit some, too, that they didn't release figures for. Wave 1, take any one of the Toy Box only characters, and you could probably find a few more characters in their properties that they could do.
Oh, yeah. Nightmare Before Christmas, I can think of like 4 other really great ones. So, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, thank you for that, Niche. Now let's move on to the next question we have here. Matt asks, just finished watching the live breakdown of Stitch and Tinkerbell. Great job and very informative as always. One topic that came up late in the chat room was about a Disney Starter Pack. I also question whether a Disney Starter Pack for 2.0 will be available. I'd really love to see a collector's version released. Obviously, the Marvel Collector's Edition is to get the non-Disney folks excited, but what about the craziest collectors on Earth, us Disney freaks? So, first off, do we think that there could be a possibility of a collector's Disney Starter Pack? And if so, what would it look like? So, Lloyd, I'm going to throw this your way first. Do you think we might see a Disney Starter? We know there's going to be a Disney Starter Pack. Are we going to see a collector's version of that?
I would like to see that. The only problem with that is if you've already sprung for the collector's version of Marvel and you're a collector, you're going to have another huge base that's going to be taking up space in your room. After saying that, I kind of want that anyway. So yeah, I hope that there is one. I want to have lots of figures and characters and stuff for my kids to stare at. So I think it's a great idea, and you're going to have a lot of people feeling left out if they do a Marvel one and not an actual Disney one.
What Pirate? What do you think? Do you agree or disagree?
I would love to see it as long as it's not Xbox One exclusive. If it stays with the PlayStation theme we got going on, I would love it. I'd buy it.
So I see. Some of us are X-Boy people. Xbox. Fanboy people.
I feel like a joke coming this next year. X-Boy.
Yeah, that's the unreleased Microsoft handheld. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. I think we're going to get one collector's edition, at least this go around, but maybe for a future release, I would love to see one. Jason, Sarah, or Steve, do you even any of you have any other comments on a Disney starter pack or collector's edition? I mean, let's say there's a base. What would a Disney collector's base be that would hold all your figures? So like, let's take the concept of the Marvel one. So they're facing off against this Frost Giant, and they're all like, you can place them where it's facing that Frost Giant. What would a Disney collector's base be?
Maybe a castle.
That's a good one.
Pride Rock. It has to be Pride Rock, and you could put a figure right on the tip of it as one of the character places.
That's awesome. Sarah, Steve.
Yeah, I got nothing. You just killed that was a really good one right there. I was thinking something completely different, but that's really cool. So, nope, nothing.
I got one for you. What about the partner statue? No one likes that one. Okay.
I'll be down with
Four
that.
confused faces.
No, you know the partner statue where they're holding hands. Mickey or Walt and Mickey Mouse are holding hands in front of the castle. All right, fine. All right. Well, great question, Matt. With that, I'm gonna tuck my tail between my legs and walk away from the show. Last up, this is less of a question. It's just more kind of fun, and I'm not going to read all of these, but was thinking about, so Conrad from Facebook reached out to us, and he watched last week's show, was thinking about costume changes from last episode, and here's what I thought of, though some would be more awesome than others. Just a couple here. So we have Incrediboy, Elastigirl, Radiator Springs Lightning McQueen. Let's see here. Coronation Dress, Elsa and Anna. That's a good one. 8-Bit Ralph. We have MU Hat Mike, MU Jack Sully, Randall with glasses. That would be a fun one. I'd love to see that one. And then brunette, short-haired Rapunzel. Oh, here's my favorite one of this list of all. Spanish Buzz.
Spanish Buzz is a great one.
That would be fun. All right, so I think that's going to be the reader mail for the day. Thanks, everyone, for writing in, reaching out to us any which way you would like. If you have specific questions or comments, you can just email the show, info@disneyinfinity.tv, and we'll get that, and we will read it on air. All right, well, with that, let's. So that's it. That is where any sort of productivity ends, and now this is nothing but entertainment. So prepare to have your...
For productivity.
Yep. Shut up.
Yes.
This is great. Everyone's enjoying it so far. So this is now we're just gonna cut up and let loose and see what happens. So I thought maybe what we could do is first just discuss a little bit, and this actually came from a chat room from a couple weeks ago. Someone asked the question, kind of how things started. So I thought maybe first we would just talk about how the show started, how it came to be, and then just kind of go around the horn, and everyone will kind of mention how they became a part of the show and became a familiar face. So first up, I guess I should just briefly mention how the show started. I'd always wanted to do a podcast, and I love video games, and so I had tried multiple podcasts to failure. I never found one that stuck. The podcast space, as Lloyd I'm sure could attest, is rather busy, and there's full of competition. So I saw Disney Infinity. I love Disney. I love video games. It's kind of the marriage of two of my favorite things, and I thought this might be the perfect opportunity to create something. I looked around. There were no Disney Infinity related podcasts, and so I thought I'd start one up. Figured it has a niche enough audience that it could, find an audience and people might enjoy listening. So that's kind of how it all started. The show you are watching now it's evolved quite a bit. So first off, they were running about 30 minutes, produced off air, and spent like three of my weekend days working on it, or 2 weekend days, and then the Friday night just cutting clips and finding news and stuff like that. And most of my news back then, and continues to actually come from the forums. And so that was the one-man show, and then things grew a little bit. First, the first co-host was Ben, and Ben came on board, and we started doing them live via Hangouts. And then after that, I think Jason joined the show shortly after. So Jason, how did you get involved with Disney Infinity? Oh, wait. I forgot. We're not doing that yet. Oh, no. Go ahead. I'll save that for later. I got everyone teased. That was all just a ruse to get everyone excited. I have something for later. So Jason, how'd you get involved with the show?
I cast my mind back. I was like, when I first heard about Disney Infinity, I was probably like the other half of people out there that thought, wow, going to avoid that like the plague, because that's going to cost me a ton of money. And but then eventually I just decided, you know what? I kind of can't avoid this because it's everything I love rolled into one. So, well, I always wanted to have, not necessarily a blog, because I started off as a blog at DisneyInfinityBlog.net, and I did that. But then I realized I suck at writing, so who knows? And then I'm like, I started looking around, like who else is blogging about this game, and there was next to no one. But I did find your podcast, and I thought, well, that seems a lot easier than writing. So I crashed that, and then thankfully I was hoping and praying. I thought, just hope Will asks me to be a regular on this show because I hate writing. That's the moral of the story. And that's what it did. And I immediately stopped writing and just focused on podcasting. So that's where it sort of evolved. And I think we're going to unveil the next evolution of that today sometime.
That's hilarious. I think I remember, didn't we do a community hangout and you joined that, and then after that is when asked you to be on the show?
Yeah, I was explaining that I just opened up the 2 boxes of power discs and I was talking about the breakdown of those, and yeah, it was a community show. I'd never done anything like that before, so that was really cool.
Awesome. Yeah, that was that's my first memory of you, and I was like, who is this guy who talks funny and says Melbourne wrong? I was like, we have to have him on the show. Just kidding. So yeah, that's how Jason came to be on the show. Now I'm just gonna go again from my right to left and just go down the line. So Lloyd, to be completely honest, I don't remember the exact moment that we kind of connected. I know it had something to do with VG Podcast and you wanting to do a Disney Infinity show.
Yeah, basically, I was a huge Skylanders player with my kids. Loved it. And when Disney Infinity came out, I was like, oh, my kids are Disney freaks. I mean, I had to basically rip all the Disney movies and put them on an Apple TV so that my kids could watch whatever movie they wanted, whenever they wanted, without like destroying discs like they were doing. Like it was crazy. So they're huge Disney fans. So when Disney Infinity came out, I was looking into it. I'm like, oh yeah, it seems kind of interesting. This toy box thing seems like it could be kind of useful and kind of fun. So I basically picked up the game and started playing it and immediately fell in love with it myself. I was a huge fan of Toy Story 3, the video game, playing it with my kids. It worked out really well for them because they could run around doing whatever they want. I would do the quests. It was a perfect game for us to play together. So when I started playing Disney Infinity, it was like, this is perfect. So I'm a podcaster. I've been podcasting about video games since like early 2005. Started with PSP, doing all sorts of things now. And so immediately, whenever I find something new, it's like, I got to start podcasting about it. I got to start doing something new. So I immediately started coming up with ideas for what I could do for Disney Infinity podcasts. And then later I went and searched and I found your show, and it's just like, oh, well, this show's perfect. I don't need to do anything else. So immediately I touched base with you, and I was like, hey man, if you ever need any help, if you need hosting, if you need co-hosts, if you need anything, let me know, because I was going to do a show. You already do an awesome show. I don't need to do one now. And then we kind of chatted back and forth a little bit, and it never really went anywhere. And then it got a little bit closer for the 25-hour marathon. We started chatting a little bit more about that, and that's kind of where things sort of came together, and we all started talking more about Disney Infinity, and then getting delirious and singing DuckTales theme songs at 3 a.m. with Steve C. It was good memories. And yeah, that's kind of where it went from. So it was just me being a fan and then jumping in to help out where I could.
Well, that's awesome. That's a cool story. It's funny. We're going to talk about some of our favorite memories here in a bit with the show, and one of them for me absolutely is the 25-hour marathon. All right. Well, thanks, Lloyd. Steve C. and Sarah. So I guess first it would be Steve because you became involved sooner, earlier than Sarah, and then Sarah came in. So Steve, why don't you first go, and then Sarah, you can tell us how you got involved.
Well, before I give you a Cliff Notes version, Will, can I ask you to hold up the bottle you're drinking out of right now? Because you are drinking out of the biggest water bottle I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how you would be as thirsty as you would need to be to drink out of that water bottle during the show, but it is really awesome.
I just love that it's almost completely invisible because of my green screen behind it.
So thank you for bringing some more comedy to the show.
Oh, you're welcome.
Match you, except I don't have a bottle that big. Let's see. Okay, so I started listening to podcasts by listening to TJ and Julie's show, The Pixar Post.
Who are in the chat room.
Really excited for the game before I started listening to your show. And then they mentioned you in a tweet, I believe, or they mentioned you in one of the shows. And I went back and downloaded your shows from the beginning and started listening to them from there. And I started listening before the game came out. And then right after the game came out, I was on another podcast, a Disney podcast, and I asked you and TJ if you would come on together to talk about the game. And you did, and it's been a regular thing back and forth ever since then. And your guys' show is awesome, and I kind of get a kick out of hanging out with you guys. So it's been a good year. So thank you, Will, and Jason, and everybody for putting it together for so long.
Well, and that's it's funny because it all, from my perspective, it all happened from TJ and the Pixar Post, TJ and Julie's show, and because you kind of connected me with them and introduced me to that show, and so I went and guested there, and you were also on the show, and we talked a little bit, and I was like, this guy's hilarious. I was like, he technically he can't really bring much to the show, but he's someone that people can laugh at, so. If I find him this funny and entertaining, no, I'm just playing. You bring a lot to the show, but no. In all seriousness, I just found that you were really funny, and then that brief conversation on that show when we were doing a show, I was like, oh, I wonder if you'd be interested in talking. And I also knew that you were a big Disney person, so.
Big time, and don't lie, I bring something to the show. If it wasn't for me, Lloyd would have very little comedy for the show. He would be able to make fun of everybody. If it wasn't for me, he would have. Thank you. Cue the first notice. You see, so my ignorance brings a lot to the show. And
True. No, you bring a lot to the show. So, Sarah, how did you get involved with the show? You're a relatively new member of you're a relatively new cast member. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, this is only the second time I've been on, and it's the anniversary, so that's pretty cool. I mean, I started texting him, and then he was like, hey, I'm going to be on a podcast in like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, so I started watching it, and I'm like, all right, and I started sending pictures of him, of screenshots, making fun of him, and I was like, this is pretty funny, and I watched a whole bunch more from there, and then he told me that you wanted me to be on or something like that, because I started playing, and then, yeah, so I was on the first one, and now this one, and now I'm here. So
yeah, you're actually not only being a part of this show, but you are co-hosting with Steve a Place at Potential show that we've just kind of kicked off, right?
Yeah, that's right. The Cusco. We should do a DuckTales one.
You got to do. What was that, Steve?
Cusco, then DuckTales.
Okay, I'm telling you right now, if we do a DuckTales one, Pirate Steve and Jason will flip out because they'll hate everything that we do.
Right.
Professionals. I would never touch that because that's their thing.
If we did a DuckTales one, he would be the only one talking, because then I'd make him sing anyways, because that's my favorite part.
Yeah, she likes how my voice cracks in the song.
I do.
Is awesome.
That's the best part.
Yeah, so I didn't, Sarah, I didn't even know you were playing the show. Steve just reached out and said, yeah, Sarah's making fun of me about being on the show. And I was like, we're having her on. I was like, she'll fit right in.
I'm pretty sure he said that on every single podcast, because I've like listened to all of his other podcasts and whatnot, and I always make fun of him during it. So this is one of them, and now I'm on it. But he can't make fun of me. He's on it too.
That's true. You guys can watch it later together, and you can make fun of it each other. You can riff track your own show. Awesome. Well, we are glad to have you as a part of the team, and your show is amazingly entertaining. And I understand you're going to have a new one dropping this week in the form of Planes, right?
Yep.
We recorded it today.
Awesome. So yes, stay tuned for more of Sarah and Steve's Place at Potential show, as well as more being on the show here. Pirate Steve, the suited pirate, who I'm surprised you have lasted this long wearing that suit. How in the world? Actually, I know the answer to this one because you sent me a PM a couple weeks ago saying, hey, remember this? So how did you get involved with the show?
Well, I met young William from the Disney Infinity Fans Forum. He was a member there, and he would post about this podcast every week. I would ignore the post, and and then finally he put somebody responded to one of the posts and talked about the Dragon Gate unlock, and you could unlock the Dragon Gate features if you had a Magic Band, and I had never heard that before, so it was something new that, and I feel like with the internet, I'm surprised by little things. So
yes,
when I heard that, I was like, wow, they know their stuff. And I started to catch up on some of the old episodes, and I kind of used that Dragon Gate unlock thing to help a lot of the forum members. So that was very valuable information that we got from watching your show. And up until that time, I was watching the shows, and they were kind of straight-laced. There was news and rumors, a little bit of discussion, and then a toy box review, and then the show was over. So I came up with an idea for like a theme show. And I wanted to do a Halloween episode just about the Disney villains. And I approached you with that on September 9th. And I said, hey, I got a great idea. You want to do the show? And he's like, yeah, if you're on it, we'll do it. So on October 13th, the 13th episode of Inside Disney Infinity, I made my debut with you guys. And we must have had a great time, because shortly after that you invited me on to be one of the regular cast members. So I had a great time shooting it and becoming part of the family that night, and it's been a blast ever since.
Yeah, I think the first night, didn't you wear a pirate hat? I don't think I've ever seen you without a pirate hat, except maybe in person once.
Did wear a pirate hat that night.
See, that's what it took. I'm easy to please. It just takes either some humor, which you have, or funny looking hats, which both you and Jason have. So
plenty of hats.
Yeah, it's so funny. I remember because I was tossing around the idea of doing something special for Halloween, and you came out of nowhere and you like, hey, I got this idea, and you listed all of these like amazing ideas, and I'm like, you got to be on it. I was like, we're not going to talk about it unless we could not do it justice, and that's kind of all she wrote. It was history in the making at that point. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of cheesy, but I consider you all some of like my closest friends, and one's a Canadian, one's an Australian, and then three others are here, but I've still never. Well, I've met you pirate once, but it's just funny to get all sentimental, how close you can get with people just like chatting weekly and off air and stuff like that. So it's been such a fun ride, and I'm happy to have every one of you. It's not my family, it's our family. So Lloyd, you didn't want to say sniffle on air. You had to go and write it in the chat room.
You're having a nice moment. I didn't want to interrupt with my sobbing, so I typed instead. Yeah,
this is dust in my eyes. So that's how we all came to be a part of the show, and we have some new relatively new team members too that we'll talk about towards the end of the show. Yeah, so. Well, I'm just happy that all of you are here and part of this. We're going to try something here real quick. We're going to take a break before our next section. Well, not really break, but we have another regular on the show. And I'm going to try to get him on the horn here. See, he's in a special place right now. So we'll see if he joins us. If he doesn't, then he won't be on. But it's not working. Yeah, he's not online. But I will show a tweet that he sent me a few minutes ago. So Caesar, who is going to be on next week's show talking about San Diego Comic-Con, we are going to try to get him on the show now and just to say hello, because he is actually in Disneyland Park right here, or right now, and we were going to call him while he was at the park. But unfortunately, it looks like his Skype internet is not working good enough, so he said I should show off this this tweet. So this is him and some friends stuck on Space Mountain with all the lights on. So it was the last ride of the day. Actually, ironically enough, last time I was at Disney World, he's at Disneyland, but last time I was at Disney World in March, I got stuck with the lights on in Space Mountain too. So have you, anecdotally, have any of you been stuck on Space Mountain with the lights on?
No, I've always wanted to, though, so bad.
Yeah, just so you can see. Well, I know you all can't see this, but just so you can see the all the support beams and everything. Pirate, have you ever seen it with the lights on?
I believe I have. I've probably been stuck on most rides at.
Is that because you've been there so many times? It's just probable.
You know, it's that feeling that you just wait in line for an hour, and then the feeling that it's going to break down every time. But yeah, I've been there so many times that I've probably seen a lot of things behind the scenes that way.
That's funny. It's kind of cool. It's always kind of like a peek behind the curtain, isn't it, when you see that?
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, Caesar, we're all jealous. Although, you know, I'm really enjoying hanging out with all these fine folks. I wish I was at Disneyland getting stuck on Space Mountain. Pretty much, I'd rather be at one of the parks at any moment compared to where I'm at. But not right now, because now we're having too much fun. So, all right. Well, that's how we all became involved with the show. Now, I guess we just and this is where the chat room, for any longtime listener or watcher, give us your favorite moments of the past year of the show. So I think I hope I'm not stealing Pirates, but I will go ahead and start things off. One of my favorite episodes ever. I can't remember what the episode was. It's kind of just become a blur now because this tends to happen a lot. But we were having, I know Pirate and Steve C were on the show, and we were talking about something very specific. I think we were talking about, like, maybe it was a Thanksgiving episode, and we were talking about Thanksgiving toys or something, but it was very thematic. And then out of left field, Steve C, you could tell he was watching the chat and not listening to the show, but he's like, yeah, I agree, I would really like a Cinderella figure too, or no,
Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland. And I think Pirate and I and Jason was on the show too. I think we all just kind of looked at each other and was like, well, I guess we'll go with that. Yeah, I would love it. Yeah, that was the look that Pirate gave. Pirate's like, wait, is he in the same conversation I am? So I love it because that's become a running joke with us. It's just something fun. And
my end, you're killing. The funniest part was the wonderful 8-second space of silence between when I said it and before you guys responded, because you were all thinking about how stupid I sounded. I was like, you know, it would be great to have Alice in Wonderland. I love her colors and her outfit. And then it was just crickets for a minute until one of you was like, okay, so next. I was like, what did I do? Did I do something wrong?
That's funny. And then I think we probably got back on track, and then you might have realized your mistake.
Well, it wasn't a mistake because it kept happening. The Christmas episode, he would ask me to listen.
No, I'm not going to defend myself. This is not the show to defend myself. Go on. That is true. Yeah, it happened.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. Hey, it's fun. It's all fun. So, what are some other? I'm just gonna let this be free. What are some of your favorite memories of the last year?
Well, I'm gonna go because since I'm under attack, I want to do one right now. I have two that I would like to share. One of them is very fast, and that would be the day that someone in the chat room was Steve C fan, and for the last 15 minutes of the show, I was trying to figure out who Steve C fan was. And for a minute, we thought it was my sister. And then I couldn't figure out who it was. And then I'm like, it can't be my sister. Who is it? And then as soon as the show was over, I get a text from Pirate that goes, I was Steve C fan. And I was like, cool. The last 15 minutes, I thought I actually had a real fan. Instead, it was Steve just messing with me like usual. So that was a really good a gut punch. Thanks for that. That was fun. And then, of course, in the eye of the fair, I bring this up all the time, was like, hour 13 to 15 of the 25-hour marathon where we weren't really paying attention to anything. Feet were up, we were sleepy, and no one was doing anything really game-related. You could even see Lloyd, who was the most dedicated to having the right camera angle. He was kind of leaning because he had started Pirates Over from the beginning because of the save problem, and we just, for some reason, started making fun of Australia. And it just deteriorated. As soon as someone mentioned Vegemite, it was 2 hours of making fun of Australia. And Jason was such a trooper because in the side, he was just nodding. He's like, yeah, no, we have spiders. They'll kill you. There's one under my foot right now. Yeah, that was it. And it was just crazy. So I had a lot of fun that night, and that hour or 3 was hysterical.
That's funny. Yeah, that 25-hour marathon created quite a few fun memories for me.
Yeah, I think my favorite part was the watching Emperor's New Groove together over a really shoddy internet connection because it was being all crazy compressed and everything. But then you have Steve C saying half the lines while we're doing it, and this was in hour 23 to 25 of the 25-hour marathon. Yeah. So I was seeing colors I was hearing colors and seeing words. I was that delirious, and eating pizza because that was the only thing nearby that I could actually touch that wasn't a game controller. And that was the funniest thing ever because the movie's great, but it was 10 times more funny when I was 23 hours into a 25-hour marathon. So that was great. That was a lot of fun.
It was great because the way I had it rigged up was the iPad was facing at the TV. So for about an hour, I couldn't see you guys. So when I turned it around to look at everybody, it was like some guys were looking at the screen. Another guy, I think it was Jason, was just like leaning to the side. All you saw was his jaw in frame, and it was like no one was on board anymore. It was just over. It was great.
Yeah, I think
good memory too. I just realized how close was this to Halloween? Because I remember an obscene amount of candy upstairs when I was playing this game. Was it close to Halloween?
Yeah, I think it was November 5th, so it was. Yeah, it was the next week.
Because I remember an obscene amount of chocolate, and at the end I'm like, where the hell did all these Rolo wrappers come from? Oh yeah, I've been playing video games for 25 hours.
Yeah, it's funny because I remember, Pirate, you unfortunately weren't able to make that stream, but you did jump on and chat with us a little bit while you were, or I think we even did we try to hang out you or something during the event?
You guys are doing serious interviews, and I would just randomly pop in wearing like a football helmet.
Oh, yeah.
Totally strapped and everything, and I'm like, I got to get out of here. They're being too serious.
Which is another great memory of the show, and specifically another holiday of ours was when we did the 12 Days of Christmas, or no, the 12 Days of Infinity, and so a running theme of the show is hats. If you haven't noticed. And during, not only was the 12 Days of Infinity just an epic event, and someone in the chat room said it was Lim, Bad Gamer Official, said that was the first time he tuned in, but I will never forget Steve coming on with his mini hats, his cone hat, and his horse head, and also yelling "nay" over and over again, and then having Lila on there too. That was a fun one.
I don't know. I don't think that Lloyd ever has the horse noise prepared because of that. So
I don't either.
Sorry.
There it is. You see that?
I was slow to the draw on that one. I'm sorry.
Let's
pick up something else for later. That's what I was doing. So I have another favorite moment was I think it might have been one of my first episodes on, and we're talking about crystal characters, and I'm showing off all the crystal characters I have in boxes. And then you have Jason come on, and he's shaming me. He's like, "Oh, why don't you play with your toys? Just take them out and look at them. They're much better when they're open." I'm like, "Oh, well, fine." And I rip them all open, and then he shows me his. They're in a box. I'm like, "Can you open yours?" He's like, "No, I'm not opening mine. But go ahead, just open yours." I'm like, "You jerk." I see how this is gonna be. That was completely hilarious and kind of sad at the same time.
Yeah, I think we joked about that one for quite some time after the fact, because I have half my figures are still in the boxes, and I think I kept showing them to you.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Pirate and Jason.
I appreciated Steve C's Outside Infinity rant that he had that one time. And how we followed it up with the Outside Infinity episode for April Fools when you were on your honeymoon, Will, and Jason was busy, so we kind of took over that week, and it was a good time.
I think
I want to say that because I didn't want to sound narcissistic, but let's be honest, that's the best show of the past year was the Inside Infinity show. It was great.
So
I think we had a record of six viewers and 8 downloads. It was awesome. Clearly, we made an impact on the world of Infinity.
No, there's more than that. That's for sure. No, I think I don't think I've ever laughed as hard as I did in your opening monologue, because it would not stop. It just kept going, and it was just like hit the nail on the head of everything we do on the show. And then when you and Pirate summed it up in your Outside Infinity show, that was just too great. Pirate, did you wear a suit during that? I can't remember what you wore during that episode.
No, I actually didn't even wear a hat because Haunted Mansion Steve was on that episode.
Will, get your camera.
Totally different guy.
That's all right. I didn't know that if that's when Pirate Spidey was on or not.
No, that was a Marvel announcement. But who can ever forget the episode where you had the horrible fake tan? That was a great memory in the show.
Oh, hey, that's commitment. I did ask you guys if I should get another fake tan before this episode, just as a joke, but I decided.
And there was that other episode where you tried to grow a beard, and they had people in the chat room who were naming themselves Will's Beard. And then I followed up with the next week's episode. I had a full-on beard, and I did like a top 5 figures that I want. It was random. Top 5 figures that I wanted that had facial hair for Disney characters.
Nice.
That's one of those where you just pull a discussion out of your something before the show.
You didn't know what we were talking about in that episode, so you're like, we're gonna talk about beards. And then I think we even made fun of Lloyd a little bit during that one.
Because I had a beard at the time.
Lloyd's beard is perfect. You can't make fun of that.
Well, it's a goatee now, but I did have the full beard, and I couldn't keep it. I just couldn't keep it. Although I wanted to, just because of the great job you did, Pirate. But I had to shave it. I'm sorry.
And you can forget the great timing that you had, Will, doing the Star Wars episode 6 hours before they announced that the next toy was going to be Marvel.
Hey, I'm gonna blame Jason for that one. It was his idea to do Star Wars that episode.
How great was that timing? Because how long had you been pushing it back? Nah, we'll do it later. And then you do it. It comes in my iTunes thing download, and as soon as I'm downloading it, my Twitter explodes. Oh, it's not
Marvel. Oh yeah, that was pretty good. Jason, why are you being so quiet? Do you not have any memories?
Oh, not. I like it. It's a bit confusing.
Hold on, we can't hear you.
That's another good moment right there. Is the internet dropping out at the wrong possible time. That's great.
Oh, that's.
See, this is why I don't talk. If I'm just going to drop out. My favourite is by far Steve C's Vegemite Challenge.
Yeah.
I still remember to this day thinking after we recorded that episode, I said to Will, I need to do an edit of that was like and cut it like a cooking show, because it was amazing, the whole round bread, and it was just an amazing moment for me.
There was brown bread. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, it's just the way you did it, the instructions, the level of detail that you were going to was amazing. Is this how I do it? How much butter do I put on? How much Vegemite am I supposed to put on?
The vivid flavor of the salty and disgusting thing I've ever eaten in my entire life that still haunts me to this day, so thank you.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen that episode, we're going to have to find out the number to give it back to you. But the funniest part was Jason's giving the instructions, and it's coming out so erotic of you spread the butter, you spread the Vegemite, and he's like, oh, that's good.
It was just the Vegemite challenge in general was just epic. Just and the fact that like Steve, because Jason sent it to Steve and I think at the same time. I don't know. I can't remember if you sent it to anyone else. And mine literally came in like weeks and weeks later. And I know Jason thought I was lying the whole time.
Well, the fact that it came in weeks and weeks later and you still ate it was, I mean, you took one for the team there.
Not only that, but the fact that it was already open when I received it made me really worried.
Mine was too.
Oh, was it? Okay, you didn't tell me that. I would have felt better. So, one thing I always love about Pirate is that in Pirate's eyes, any villain is the good guy. And I love no matter what conversation we have, you always bring up how villains are actually good guys and they're misunderstood.
Oh, my favorite rant was when you started talking about why Syndrome was a good guy.
That was
free babysitting. I mean, how could you be a bad guy if you're offering free babysitting to the Incredibles family? I mean, I would take that. I would go on a cruise or something.
Yeah.
That was the moment that put me over the top. Is everything was funny, and then when you brought up free babysitting, I about wet myself. I'm like, that's hysterical. Good job.
So I don't know who in this little show or in the chat room has had a chance to watch last week's Playset Potential, but I do want to say a funny moment in memory that I have, even though Sarah, you're new coming on the show. So the first Playset Potential that the two of you did together was Emperor's New Groove, because that Emperor's New Groove is the all-time favorite show for Steve C. And when Sarah broke the news to Steve that there was a Emperor's New Groove TV show, and Steve had this dumbfound look on his face, just like it felt like 30. Yep, like Pirate. It felt like 30 seconds of silence, because Steve was just like, I couldn't tell if he was just elated or he was just so shocked that this was something that existed and he didn't know about. And then Sarah had to proceed to tell him all about this TV show. That was great.
I know, I had to break the news that there was a failing TV show of Emperor's New Groove. I mean, I liked the movie just as much as he did. And I remember when that show first came out, and I'm like, I already know this is going to be terrible, because every time they take a Disney movie and they make a show, most of the time, it's not very good. And then they came out with that, and I was really upset. And then I didn't know he didn't know anything about it. And I was really tempted to show him a clip, but I didn't want to destroy his entire world, so...
Yeah, when you told him it wasn't good, I think we could have slowed it down and watched his heart breaking as it happened. Oh, that was great.
Unfortunately, there's none of that on this next one. We're all aware of what planes is and the history of planes. So, unfortunately, there's not going to be any slow motion heartbreak in this next episode.
Hey, it did beat. You watched 4 movies last weekend, and it did beat. I'm watching both of those movies this weekend, or this next week. So I'm glad to know where they sit in your top 3 or your top 4, and it beat out the other ones. So it's not all bad.
It's not bad.
Hey, Latin Soul, sorry, just to break it up. Latin Soul in the chat room, it's your birthday. So it's not only the show's birthday, but it's your birthday too. So happy birthday, Latin Soul.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yep. Lloyd, did you get that surprise face of Pirates, or do we need to make him do it again?
You need to do it again. There it is. There it is. Captured forever. It's gonna be.
Oh, what are some other fun ones?
I think the recurring joke of the 25-hour playset is gonna be forever one of my favorite things ever. It's never gonna go away. I'm sorry, Steve. It's there forever.
Why would it go away? It's the one thing that you can do every show that's guaranteed to make a laugh. Go for it.
That's true. That's true. No, I don't. I save these laughs. I don't need to do it right now.
And I know it's a good test, too, that I listen to it, because you'll always say something about it, like, watch, tomorrow he's going to tweet me telling me that at the 11-minute mark I have a hard time.
And it happens every single time.
And then I tweet it, and then you do it caps. There it is! Like,
it's funny, because every time you do it, this is me on Twitter after you do it. Oh, you probably can't see it, so you're videoing the video.
I've got a 15-second delay, so in 10 seconds I'm going to get your joke.
That's my surprise face. I get a hat on and I do a surprise face. And I wear a suit, too.
It was a screenshot of Pirate. Nicely done.
Yeah, there it was. That's what I do every time. I'm like, he talked to me. He talked to me. The Steve talked to me. That's great.
Lloyd.
So for those that don't know the recurring joke, it takes the rest of the world about 6 hours to beat a playset, and it takes Steve C upwards of 24 hours.
Yeah, it's great. How do we ever get around to that? Because we were talking, I think it was during the 25-hour marathon, because I was like, I'm just going to restart Pirates, and I get to the end and I beat it, and then Steve's like, what? You beat it? You got it? You got everything? I'm like, yeah, no, I would just play through. He's like, but it takes me all day to do this. It takes me like a whole day, like 24 hours, a whole day.
To be more specific, the whole buildup was I had the Toy Story in space, and I wasn't going to open. No, I'm sorry, I had Cars, and I wasn't going to open it till the beginning of the 25-hour marathon, so that I had 25 hours to beat it. And towards like the 23rd hour, I'm like, man, I still have 7 races to go. And you're like, for what? And I'm like, before I finish it, you're like, dude, I finished Pirates for the 2nd time tonight already.
In your defense, Cars was a little bit difficult.
Did you just come to my defense on something, Will?
I know. Can you believe it? Normally I'm rooting it on.
Go back to being pessimistic, please.
Well, another common theme of the show is not only Steve taking a long time to complete playsets, but also it seems like almost every episode, without fail, Jason always seems to have a visitor, and we hear the sound of pattering feet run into the door, and you always see like his perfect pristine green screen, like the door opens behind him, and he turns around and he starts talking to his daughters. So his daughters are just as much a part of the show as he is.
Yep, and you can look forward to seeing them in a special way next week. So look forward to that.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yep, keep it tuned to the social media accounts.
See, way to go, and you had to get down to business. We're sitting here having fun, and no, I'm just kidding. We want to see your girls other than just like half their faces outside of your screen as you're like pushing them off. What was
I
that?
installed a lock just for them to keep them out for you, for the
I was
listeners.
going to say, it sounds like there's a deadbolt because there's always a couple of minutes of rustling and sounds from behind the door. And then you can tell the sounds are getting closer, and then there's loud slamming on the door, and then kids just burst in. So it's like they're busting through the locks.
And then Jason's face just... and then the door opens on, like, I'm waiting for the door to open on Will's bed in his background right now.
Yeah, I was thinking that earlier.
That would be some movie magic. If Jason, I hope you're still here listening to this because this is great.
I know. I just noticed he screenshotted paused, isn't he?
Yep. Yes, he is.
Well, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Well, that's all that matters.
That's true. We like it much better this way, actually.
You know, I just realized I've lost, and I'm devastated about it. I've lost my Hatbox Ghost background. I was going to put it on and recreate the Halloween episode, but I've lost it.
Oh, no. What happened?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. People don't want to see it, I guess, and it just magically disappeared.
Well, you'll have to recreate it because that was classic.
I could do Star Trek again, but let's not go down that road again.
No, that's just weird.
No.
What else? There's so many to think of. Okay, here's a good one. It actually happened last week, and Pirate brought it to my attention. Logan,
was it the purple shirt? Because
No.
I love when Will wears the purple shirt.
That's the only reason I put this pink shirt on today. Just for you. You said you should put on a pink or purple shirt and the Captain America, so I did it just for you.
Thank you.
No, but it's kind of another running joke of the show, and that's the only reason I'm mentioning it. But last week, Logan was on the show, and he was mentioning how dumb someone might have to be to go on eBay and buy a...
That was great.
and buy a D23 Sorcerer Mickey. And if you look at my face, you can just see the shame. And if you watch the 12 Days of Infinity, you will see the shame almost every single round through that, because I think Pirate, I know Pirate and Steve C, you guys always make fun of me for my D23 Mickey. Jason.
Because we envy you.
That's true. Or you're just like, can you believe this guy?
All right, it might be something like that.
What else? What else, gentlemen? Is that it, or do we have? Oh, who was that behind you, Steve?
There's no one behind me. I have no idea what you're talking about. My kid's outside. My kid keeps outside of the room and never comes.
Well, here's all right. Hey, I think that looks like Lila's hand.
There's no way that I would ever let Lila come in this professional show.
You know what though? What's that, Pirate or Steve?
What?
You were starting to say something. We couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I was saying earlier that Sarah had a favorite moment earlier.
What's that?
Or you want me to?
Yeah, there is an episode where a certain someone in this podcast cannot say the word Maleficent right. I don't know who it is, but we should do a test. Now everyone has to say the word once, and then we'll find out who it is.
All right, Jason, say it.
Maleficent.
Pirate, say it.
Maleficent.
Sarah, we know you could say it. Steve C, you say it.
Maleficent. Jack, we're passing this test.
And Lloyd? Oh, he was... So it's Lloyd. It was Lloyd. Oh, good.
I said it. Maleficent. I can say it now. Maleficent, because I've heard it 7 times right now before. For some reason, I couldn't say it the last time. I'm not sure how that happened. But
whoever has a problem the original time is going to get a free pass today because they've heard it 7 times before it's
exactly.
Yeah, I think it's Maleficent. I mean, it's easy. It's easy peasy. I mean, it's helped that. What was that? What was that, Steve?
I said it rolls right off your tongue naturally. You've never mispronounced that at all.
Never. That or Reuters. That one's another one. Rudders, Rooters.
Rooters? Right.
Oh, yeah.
What was it? Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Pirate, go ahead.
Show, right? And you corrected?
Yeah.
Okay, the best part was, and I want everyone to go back and listen to this, he can't say it. He goes, what is it? And you go, it's Reuters. And he goes, okay, so Rooters. Right back to it. It was hysterical.
He was saying it wrong the whole podcast until I went to the chat room and I sent Reuters. It's like, oh, Reuters. Yeah. You could actually hear the surprise on his voice. It was great.
Yeah, it was great. Pirate, go ahead. Say the one you wrote in the chat room. Don't be shy.
Shy. I like when Will always talks about Phineas and Ferb, and he always calls Agent P Ferb. He's never seen the show before. Gets Gravity Falls and Phineas and Ferb mixed up, and
that
he definitely doesn't watch as much Disney Channel as Steve Grellen.
No, it's true. Well, it's because my one love, Dog with a Blog, isn't. I can't watch it, so. Right,
you
Steve?
wait till there's an episode where I can do a spoiler cast with Dog with a Blog playset. I'm telling you, I'm going to need an hour.
All right. I can't wait to see it. You can have an hour. That I give you.
Okay, and I'll have drawings too.
Jason, is your camera off? And maybe he's not here.
All of a sudden, I saw a screenshot of him pointing at the screen. I don't know what's happening with Jason, but it's really funny. There it is, right there. Just keep it like that. It's Jason.
Oh wow. Okay. Anything else? This is great. It's too much fun. We really should cut a blooper reel together.
Get right on that. Download whatever it is. How many episodes we had? What episode number is this?
51. Yeah,
I'm not doing that.
It was painful enough going through it the first round.
And what our listeners and our viewers don't know is this show actually lasts 24 hours because Will and me and Steve C actually have this chat group going where we just make fun of each other for the entire day, and it could be a podcast show just reading the tweets.
Are you kidding? I haven't slept in past 6:40 in the past 6 months because I just wake up to 19 texts. Hey, this is what Steve C's doing today.
Yeah.
His name is Steve. Up to that every day. It's fun.
It always starts with today Steve C did blank, and it starts. We're a couple hours ahead of you, and so it's just your daily wake up call.
It is.
Awesome. One last one, and Steve C is making me think of it right now. But I do think that if we were having a Father of the Year award, and the two the two people competing would be Steve C or Jason Haynes. I think unfortunately Steve C wins by default because he's the only one that lets his daughter play Disney Infinity.
I win something. Yeah, Father Award goes to me. Sorry, Jason.
That's all right.
I'll never forget we did the parent episode, and Jason was pretty quiet because his kids never played the game without his supervision. I'm just kidding. We haven't made fun of you enough tonight, Jason. So
that's all truth. What can I say?
They do eventually start to play. You're going to have going on what I had going on 2 minutes ago, and that's while we're doing this. She's in the background playing Infinity, and all you hear is, "Ah! It won't let me do this! Ah! I got to do this thing! Ah!" That's all you hear when your kids play the game. So you've got a good break so far.
Yeah, that's funny. Hey, Steve C, when you're having trouble with beating a level, are you like, "Hey, Liza, can you come do this for me?"
Thanks. Are you texting these to him to tell him to do it? Come on, Lloyd, give me a break.
No, I'm doing too much right now. I can't text him.
Do your own jokes, Lloyd. Come on.
Oh my gosh, too funny. All right, what else? Anything else, or are we gonna move on? I don't want to cut anyone off, but you know what? This isn't going to be the first anniversary show we have, so if we think of something else, we can always bring it up in a future show. Is that it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that walk down memory lane. I know I sure did. It's fun to think about everything that's happened over the last year. I can't really. It's kind of it's not a virtual, but it is something I wanted to give all of you on the show. And it should be in the mail, so if you haven't checked it yet. But my wife wanted, she's afraid to come on the show, and she gets mad at me every time I say that. But she did want to do something special for the show, and so she went and got the show a birthday cake. And I don't know if you can see that, but she got the show a little birthday cake because, you know, it's one, so there's one candle. So, oh no, and then we lost Jason. So I think you all need to virtually try to blow out this candle and see what happens. So wait, Pirate, I know you're getting excited. So on the count of 3, let's blow out this birthday candle. I would say we could sing it Happy Birthday, but I don't think there's a DuckTales rendition of Happy Birthday. So
let's just sing DuckTales.
Yeah, we could just sing DuckTales. I haven't had a chance to go record Opperman either. I know you want to hear that. I haven't had a chance to.
We do. Okay, so let's blow out this candle. Let's on the count of 3. Ready? 1. Get. Duckburg.
Solve a mystery. Whoa. Rewrite history. DuckTales. Woo! And Cusco. Cusco. All right, blow the damn candle up.
Right, 1, 2, 3. Hey, you guys did it. That did not come from me, so congratulations. So thanks, Diliana, if you'll ever listen to this. Thanks for getting the show a birthday cake.
If you ever listen to this, does she not listen to the show?
No, she's embarrassed of the show.
She's watching
my wife
right now.
We're a team.
What's that?
So is my wife. Everyone, like, is there any wives out there that are not embarrassed by the Disney Infinity passion?
No. She's embarrassed of me. It has nothing to do with the show.
Oh, no, yeah, no, I'm the same. You're right.
Period. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, cool. So that was when I almost held you up when I'm like, wait. So, cool. All right. Well, now something else we're going to do real quick with the show before we let things go. So first thing is first, let's do something special. So we thought there is no better way to celebrate today. And unfortunately, the chat room or everyone else in the show won't be able to see this because they can't see my screen. So they'll have to see it on the Twitch stream. But we thought, what better way of celebrating the 1-year anniversary of our show, but two things we're doing to celebrate. The first thing we are doing is we have a custom Evilos figure to give away. And it is a custom crystal Agent Ferb that we are giving away. And come on, Pirate, I left that open and you didn't you didn't jump on it.
Me and Steve C are texting.
Oh, okay. so we have an anniversary Evilos custom Agent P contest. So I'm going to bring it up on screen. So to enter this, just go. We're not going to go over the rules here, but go to our blog. So it's DisneyInfinity.tv/blog, and you can see the competition section there, and you can see the rules. So the things you got to do are you have to mention who was on this show, episode 51. You have to tell us your Disney Infinity Fans Forum member name, because this giveaway is in partnership with them. And then you also have to say in the Tinkerbell photo what really interests Logan in the Tinkerbell Stitch trailer breakdown blog post that we link off. So that's your chance to get a custom crystal painted Evilos figure. Jason, did you have anything else you want to mention about competitions, or are we good for now on that?
I think we're good for now on that.
Okay, great. All right, well, let's continue on. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to give a brief overview of the new website we got. So DisneyInfinity.tv, you may have noticed it has become our live broadcast page. And I'm still showing it. My bad. You know, you're going to get incepted and see everyone's screen. So yeah, we're just going to do a quick overview of what the website has to offer. We're finally at a place now where we can talk a little bit about it. So if you head on over to DisneyInfinity.tv, we have a few sections here that I just wanted to mention. So Jason, actually, do you just want to give a little bit of breakdown on kind of, because it's been a team effort. We want to thank Lim, Bad Gamer Official. We want to thank Q Lanu. We want to thank Ben, aka Wayworm, for helping us get the site going. But Jason, do you just want to give a brief introduction of the site and kind of what it's all about?
Yeah, definitely. So, like, when we realized, well, probably 6 months ago, Will, when we realized we were liking what we were doing, we liked each other. We sort of discussed the fact that we needed a place that we could create an opportunity for us to engage more with our own community and so on. And so I began production on what is now the DisneyInfinity.tv website, and basically it's going to be a place where it's certainly going to change over time, and we're very much in a starting place, and you'll probably be seeing it changing, if not daily, weekly. But it's a place where we want to put all of our content in a place where you can easily find it, and it's built for the gamer, it's going to be built for the toy box artist, and it's certainly going to be built for our listeners, and we hope to be able to, in future, have a lot more interactive elements on the site for when we're doing live podcast and the like. So yeah, it's our place to build our communities.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And we hope that you enjoy kind of some of the things that we have going. So with that, I'll go ahead and bring it up on the screen. So we're not going to show off everything. We're just going to show off a general snapshot. And so we encourage, once the site goes live, once the site goes live, you will get in there and be able to poke around. So the first thing I want to show you is the dashboard, so the home page. And so that is DisneyInfinity.tv. When you log in, it's going to show you a few items. So first off, if there is a live show, it's going to show that show. So whenever the show is not live, this will not show up here. What you will see is you'll see our social network stuff on the side. You will see some of the most recent blog posts for Infinite Postabilities. So the Disney Infinity TV blog that Q Lanu, also known as Logan, is heading up. And if you continue on, any sort of giveaway we have, so the giveaways will be on your homepage, and latest podcasts there on the right, latest photos, and it just goes on and on. So the site is not only kind of it's our podcasting home and some news items here in the form of a blog, but we also have some custom information for you as an individual. So if you scroll on down here, you can see member profiles. So here is going to show you a random assortment of users who have signed up to be a part of Disney Infinity TV and some of the cool things. So here you're seeing the Hatbox Ghost If you can't recognize the face, that is the one and only Jason Haynes. And it's cool because the profile disc, they have they work with GIFs, so you can add a cool little GIF there. So that is Jason as the Hatbox Ghost, of course. I'm going to show you the game info section here in a little bit, but first thing I want to show off is the Your Collection, which is basically a place that you can go in and you can catalog all of the items that you own. So you can catalog your figures, and so you can see anything that's orange means you still need some characters or figures in there, and anything is green is complete. So if you click on this, you can expand it and it shows you that information. It's probably a little bit too small to see here, but on the left hand side here, there's a number next to the item. So if you have multiples, especially in the form of power disc, you can add multiple power disc. And so to do that, you just scroll down, you click on Abu the elephant. In this case, do you have a box? No. What's the grade? What's the quality of it, and whether or not you are keeping it or trading it. So I'm actually gonna say I have 2 Mickey cars, and I'm going to trade this, so I can add that. And now you can see I have 2 Mickey cars, one I'm keeping and one I'm trading. And if you refresh the page, that little number is going to go to 1. So this is something that's really cool. It's going to have expanded functionality outside of just a way for you to keep your figures and playsets and power disc, keep track of those. Jason, before we move on to show how this interacts with the rest of the site, do you want to mention anything else?
Yes, and I can't remember what it was. One thing, a special tip, if you want to be, when you sign up, whenever that is, if you want to be featured on the community spotlight, you have to put in your age, because we're only displaying people over the age of 18 years old on the in the community spotlight. That's and also you have to. I don't know if you're going to show this feature off, Will, but see at the top there you can see you can set your collection to private or public. If you what your
So I will fill in for Jason. So if you have it set to private, you will not show up as having any tradable items. So you want to make sure your checklist is public if you want to trade. Sorry, Jason, you broke up some, but you're back now. Oh, looks like you might have lost audio.
No, I'm back. I'm here back. I was just saying your collection's set to private by default, so you have to set it to public if you want to compare your collections with other members.
Yep. Cool. So at the top here, you can see the blog. So that will take you straight to the infinite post abilities. You can click on shows. You can see anything that is aired live, or you can check out our other shows. You can check out Pirates Inside the Toy Box show that he hosts. You can check out... No one can see your face. So hold on, Pirate. You can check out Pirates Inside the Toy Box. Or you can check out Sarah and Steve's playset potential. They didn't do anything. And that's how you can find all of our shows. So moving on, you can also see information about the game. So let's take a look at a few of these sections. So this is kind of your one-stop shop to get info about figures and characters. You can see here on the left-hand side upcoming releases and then the latest releases as they were released. Let's go ahead. I'm going to scroll down to Elsa. She's a cool profile pic. So if you click on a character, it's going to show you a few things. It's going to show you the release date. It's going to show you what the box art looks like. It's going to show you a 360 degree of the character, any video that's associated with that character, and also any photos that's associated with that character. Each one of these profile pages will have an available trade section. So if there's someone in the on the site that has an Elsa that's available to trade, they will show up here. Let me show an example of that. Going to Power Disc now. And again, you can take a look at all of these when you have some time, but we're just giving you a brief overview. So if you take a look at Abu the elephant, you can see here at the bottom there's one item that's available to trade, and that is Jason has an extra one. So this is a good way. Then you just click on their profile. You can get some information about it. All the trading should go through the forums, so all that communication should go through the forums. So this is a great page right here. So we're looking at your profile. So this is what your profile will look like. And you can not only include your social network. So if you want to game with friends, you can have that there. It will show your power disc and some info about yourself. But then we're giving you the option to upload photos with different characters and tag them. And those characters might show up on our artwork wall, which is basically just a wall of photos. And you can see here that they have different power discs that show up for each one of those. So these right here were uploaded by Bad Gamer. These top 4 were uploaded by me. You can see my name and power disc. So this is a way that you can actually get some of your content shown off in the community. You can also take a look at Power Disc Alchemy, which is also pretty cool. So it's going to show off who made the alchemy and then what it actually does. So Jason, that's kind of my big picture overview of the site. Again, there's a lot more. You can check out Power Disc, Alchemy Toy Box, trailers. We have a knowledge base and FAQ up there. Oh, Infinity Rares is a really cool one. Jason, do you want to talk about this a little bit? I have it on screen right now.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Infinity Rares is kind of cool because it's based on whatever our community, whoever's on the site, based on what they've got in their, checklist, it'll actually tell you what the rarest figures and power discs are based on that intel. So basically, the more people we have with their collections logged in the system will tell us which are the hardest figures to get and the hardest power discs to find, which will help people to determine whether their trades that they're trying to sort out are good value or not, and someone's not trying to rip you off, because you'll be able to check whether that your D23 Mickey is clearly the most rarest thing to get your hands on. So hopefully, and again, all of these tools are very early, and we'll develop them over time, and eventually I will actually be able to suggest that information to you. You'll be able to punch in trade potentials, and I'll tell you I will give you a rating whether that's a good trade or a bad trade or whatever. But I'm only one man.
Yeah, it's really cool because once the more people have joined, it will give you an idea of how rare within that community certain items are. Going to become really handy for power discs, so you're not trading, maybe 2 power disc for something that's pretty common just because you haven't necessarily seen it that often. So that is something that is really cool. One thing I did want to show off a little bit is if you click over here on the sidebar, you can check out our shows. You can also meet the cast members, and it will show each one of the cast members who are part of the show. Either they have their own podcast or work within the site itself. So
I also should mention, Will, sorry, it's completely responsive. So the checklist will work on your mobile phone or tablet or iPad. So it's really handy if you're out actually, on the streets and you want to check, do I have that disc or do I have that character, whatever, you'll be able to do that completely dynamically online. It's kind of cool in that way.
Yep, so it's completely device agnostic. It is currently in beta, so feel free to give us input when it does go live. Make sure you give us some feedback based on browsers and stuff like that. Just want to show off another example of profile disk. But the whole idea is, each person who signs up is going to have their own power disk, which is something that's kind of cool. So that's just kind of a big picture overview. Again, I want to thank not only everyone who's on this show, but I also want to thank Logan for doing such a great job on the blog. I want to thank Lim for doing such a good job on social media and photos, because the site wouldn't be at the place it is right now without the whole team. So thanks everyone. And with that, Jason, do you want to describe how for people who sign up when we do go live, people who sign up early, what they're going to get?
Okay, so what we've done is that for everybody who signs up in the first 30 days of when it goes live is going to get an exclusive power disc design called the VIP disc, and it's a white disc with, well, you'll see what it looks like when you sign up, hopefully, but it's only going to be for those that sign up in the first 30 days.
Yeah, so that's your incentive, because after that, you will never be able to get that power disc.
And also, should any Australians listening, any Australian who signs up in the first 30 days will automatically go in the draw to win the 7 crystals that we're giving away in roughly, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. I can't remember what the exact date is, but I believe the post has gone live on the blog that explains the Australian giveaway. And so to win that, you've got to register in that 30 days and submit a selfie using our gallery, and I'm going to create a video after the podcast that explains how to do that, and I'll embed that in the blog article. But you can submit a selfie of yourself with your favorite Disney Infinity figure, and you got to be Australian or a New Zealander, and you'll be in the running to win those 7 crystals set.
And they're pretty hard to get over there, aren't they?
Well, some of them are sold out. Yes, like I believe Crystal Agent P, I don't think you can get anymore. So yeah, but anyway, so it's a pretty cool giveaway. Thanks to Disney who supplied the giveaway. Yeah, so that's exciting. But you want to get that, because I will say, like a lot of the team members you'll see have animated GIFs, and we're sort of calling those the lenticular rare image. You can only have one of those if you're a certain level, and the people who sign up in the first 30 days will be a high enough level to be able to have animated GIFs.
Yeah. And so when we launch, this is going to be phase 1 of a 4-phase project we're working on. So what you see today will be a little bit different than what you will see soon. So I'm sorry, because I was running the showing of the site, I unfortunately couldn't see the chat room because everyone else would have seen the chat room. But I do see Jazz820 is asking when sign up will be available. So well, what we wanted to do tonight is we wanted to show you what the site looks like and kind of explain that it is in beta. But we figured there's no better way than to celebrate our 1-year anniversary than to kind of launch our phase 1 initiative of the Disney Infinity TV site. So I hear Jason typing away, and I'm wondering if that might be him launching the site as we speak. So what that means is, as soon as this podcast is over, DisneyInfinity.tv will be available for all to sign up. And if you do, we'd love your feedback. You can contact us through the site, and make sure you fill out your checklist items, because that's something that's really cool. So we're really excited about that.
And can I just say, Will, like, I mean, it's an incredible, to this stage, I mean, I can't tell you how many hundreds of hours I've spent on getting the site to this level. And it's obviously absolutely, like, it's setting a foundation, a really strong foundation that we're going to be able to build some really stellar tools and stuff coming up. But I just wanted to give a special shout out, and it'd be really cool if everybody in the chat room could tweet at my mate who's been helping me out with the with a little bit of the code, and that's Romocop_9. If you could tweet at him and say thanks for helping on the website, that'd be really cool, because you know, he's helped me out a lot with some of the form stuff, which if you have trouble signing up, that's his fault, and I'll let him know. But I'll put it in the in the chat. But if everyone could do that, tweet out to him and just say thanks for helping out on the Disney Infinity website, that'd be super cool. Yeah. No thanks required for me. I've been having fun doing it. I just posted it's at Romocop_9. We're Cowboy fans.
Yeah, thank you to your buddy. And Jason, I know you don't need it, but thank you. You have slaved away on this website, and without you, it would not exist, because you literally create it from the ground up. So awesome, awesome work.
I believe it's live.
Chat room, tell us. Go, sign up. Put a cool GIF in your, or GIF as the internet likes to call it, in your profile pic. Yeah. Let us know if it's live. Well, we're really excited about that, and I think that's kind of our finale right there for the 1-year anniversary. Well, at least I thought it was. It looks like Pirate decided he wanted to be a part of the Cool Kids Club, so he went and put on his pink shirt. And then I don't know what, Lloyd forgot his uniform early on, and so he put on a stormtrooper helmet.
Clone trooper. Thank you.
Pardon me. Are you guys better shots than the stormtroopers?
We're younger. We're more crack shots. Our DNA hasn't deteriorated as much as the older guys. They walk into door frames and they can't hit anything. They just shoot like 500 times. They don't hit anybody. We're much better.
That's awesome. That's great. You should have worn that the whole time. I mean, it would have.
I can't see a thing. My whole mask is fogged right now. This is not going so well.
Well, neither can we. That's why it's a good thing.
Oh, nice.
Just kidding. Cool. did you all have? Oh, and then Steve C and Sarah, you guys put on new hats too. So Steve has his chicken hat, and Sarah, are you wearing a penguin hat?
It is also a chicken hat.
I love it. Matching chicken hats. See, we're all about helmets and hats here.
Yeah, I also have a pink shirt, but I didn't grab it in time. So I'm sorry, I'm not a cool kid.
You're the coolest of all. You're wearing a Disney Infinity TV shirt.
That is true. It has Agent P on the back, or as you like to call it.
Yep, that just happened. Lloyd, I forgot your name for a moment. You were looking for your Spider-Man hat?
Yeah, I was looking for my Spider-Man mask. I couldn't find it. Or my son's Spider-Man mask. I never wear, ever. And I couldn't find it. So this is also his mask that I never put on, ever, for epic battles with Nerf guns, ever. So, yeah, this is the second best.
That's awesome. Well, did you all have fun tonight?
No.
Well, of course not, because the show was all about bashing you, so.
You're right.
Can you see I'm twitching a little bit more in my chair? I think you're right, Steve. The water bottle was a little bit too much.
Maybe next time keep it under 5 gallons per show, Steve.
Yeah.
The person instead.
Cool. Well, let's just go around the horn. We may have lost Jason completely now, which is par for the course. I'm just going to go.
He's out fixing some bugs right now. So
That's right. That's right. He's getting to work. He's not going to be on the show anymore because now he's going to be too busy improving this site. So I'm going to go from my right to left now. Pirate Steve, thank you so much for being a part of the family and reaching out long ago and joining the show, because we really appreciate it. Like I said, you've become one of my closest friends. So
it's mutual. Thank you for letting me disrupt the show for a year now.
I hope it continues for another year, so you can tell us all about your favorite villains. Sarah and Steve C, did you guys have fun tonight?
Of course.
Yeah?
It's average. It was, average amount of fun.
Well, you know what? I've actually been texting Sarah this entire time, saying that, you know what? I think we need to kick Steve C off the show, and you should just be his full-time replacement.
Yeah, this would be great.
Okay, now speaking of last show that I was on.
Well, just so you know, you're about to get attacked right now.
We made an agreement that I was going to be included in these groups about him and his day, because I really like that one. And then the next day, I get completely shut out. That's hurtful. I want 22 texts when I wake up. I want to feel included.
Okay, all right. I will take the blame for this, and I will leave Pirate out of it, that he is the initiator of these conversations, and he didn't add you. So, you know what? I will be the bigger person, and I'll take the blame. So tomorrow, expect to be woken up by messages bashing Steve C.
I'm just kidding. You really don't have to include me. I'm not going to push myself into your conversains.
Good, because half of them are about how much you suck, so that's not going to...
Yeah, I know. I want to know.
Oh, it's too late. It's too late. It's happening.
We're going to start our own group, and then it's just going to be making fun of you.
I'm just texting you.
Wait, that's already the show we always make fun of. It's already happening.
Right.
It happens live.
We have our own podcast show now we do, where we make fun of Will.
That's true. That's all right. You can add that to the list.
Yeah. Can I say something on a serious note? Can I bring it down, Will?
Please.
Gay style. I want to thank you guys for the past year. This has been a lot of fun. Even when I don't do it, I still listen to you guys. If I can get on live, which was rare sometimes, I would always download the next day. And you guys turned out to be some of the best friends I have. And the show is a blast to be a part of. Not only is it informative and great to everybody, you guys are great, and it's an entertaining show. So thank you very much for letting me infiltrate the show with my nonsense and my 25-hour abilities to beat a single level. I know I offer little in the world of intelligence, but I appreciate you guys letting me come on all the time, and it's a blast. You guys have helped me out a lot, so thank you.
Well, we are so thankful to have the two of you as a part of the family as well. And if you haven't yet, go check out the Place Up Potential spoiler cast that Sarah and Steve co-host together. We're hosting it on Disney Infinity TV, where they basically run down movies, either current or past movies, and talk about how great of a play set they would be. Which reminds me, make sure you check out Pirates Inside the Toy Box. I think we're about due for another one of those, Pirate. So you should get to work on that.
Working on it. We got some fun guests coming on the show. It's gonna be exciting.
Can't wait. Mr. Lloyd Hansen, VGPodcast.com, partner of Disney Infinity TV, friend of the show and co-host and friend of us. Did you have a good show tonight?
I did, and so much I muted my mic when I was taking off my helmet, so you didn't hear the Velcro. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, no, I have a great time, like always, doing the show. It's great to hang out with you guys once a week, once every couple weeks, whenever I'm on the show. I still laugh when I re-listen to some old shows at some of the jokes, which is great. And every time that I get a tweet from Steve C, it makes me smile, and I feel like I've won the internet that day. So it's really good. I've had a lot of fun. So thanks for having me on.
Well, thank you. And everyone should go check out Lloyd's VGPodcast.com, where you can get all your video game podcast related news and rumors. And we co-host a show over there, and it's not a shameless plug for myself, it's more a shameless plug for Lloyd.
That's right. I mean, if you want to hear about other video games besides Disney Infinity, I don't know why you would want to, but if you do, we do a show called Debrezed over there at VGPodcast.com, where we talk about everything else and maybe a little Disney Infinity thrown in every once in a while too.
Yeah, it'll be fun to have that conversation when 2.0 launches to the broader gaming audience.
And again, I mean, we have to wait for Steve and I to get together to talk about our Etch-a-Sketch and Operation podcast that we're doing. So that'll be a lot of fun as well.
And we haven't nailed down the specifics yet, but we have already gotten requests for another 24-hour gaming marathon of Disney Infinity. So expect that to happen, and hopefully we can get as many of us on that this time as we can. Pirate, maybe this time you won't be out watching football. You know, too good for us. So, and I'll just go ahead and send a thanks to Jason. Awesome co-host, and without him the show wouldn't have existed for a year, and he literally is doing work on the site right now. I'm watching the chat room. So good. I'm glad you know your place, Jason. No, I'm just playing. So
I think it's like tomorrow and really early for him, because I wouldn't want to be up for the next 5 hours squashing bugs like he's gonna have to. So
yep.
Thank goodness for time zones.
Oh, can you hear me, Will?
Oh yeah. What? That's not fair. What?
Sorry, I was just listening, waiting for the slagging going on in the background. I just remembered one other thing. Again, for all the Australian listeners only, I mean, this applies to anyone. When you've registered and signed in, down the bottom right-hand column, you'll see invite a friend. If you invite a friend and they sign up, you'll get an additional entry into the competition.
Yes.
Just remember that.
And that's for the Australian competition. But we're going to try to do something like that for everyone else as well.
Yes, yes, we'll make sure to spread the love with prizes in this community.
Yeah. I did want to just throw another shout out. Unfortunately, we have so many of the people in the chat room. I do want to say hello to TJ and Julie over there at the Pixar Post. They run a great website, and they have forums over there, and they have a great podcast all about Pixar. So go check them out. Want to thank Evilost Customs for sponsoring the show and supplying that custom crystal Agent Ferb that we are giving away. That agent fee will be given away that next week, so make sure you check out the blog for those rules. And as always, want to thank our partner Disney Infinity Fans Forum, DisneyInfinityFans.com, where you can get all of your Disney Infinity related news, rumors, content, and info. So check them out. With that, thanks everyone who tuned in live. Really appreciated celebrating this 1-year event with all of you. We look forward to seeing you each and every week. You just got to come over to DisneyInfinity.tv, 8 p.m. Mountain every Monday evening, and you can chat and watch and interact with the show. So thank you all who came tonight and who comes every Monday evening. So we hope to see you all next time, but until then, we hope your week is filled with infinite possibilities.